Hello everyone, welcome back. Thought I'd do a little review for you guys today. Going to talk about Reign of Fire from 2002. When I tell people there's a film out there with Christian Bale and Matthew McConaughey and they fight dragons, they look at me like I'm a little bit funny, but this definitely exists. And it boggles the mind as to how easily this film has been forgotten. But that's where I come in, to breathe some fire back into it. Look, when this first came out, it was not well received, not just by the critics, but by people in general. I thought it was okay when it first came out, and I revisited it and I thought, you know what? Deserves another look. So let me run through the plot and some positives and negatives and see how we see at the end, okay? Basic premise is it's set in modern day England. There's a construction site where the workers are working on underground tunnels. They end up drilling into a cavern, which wakes up a dragon, and this dragon causes all kinds of carnage. More and more dragons start showing up. Eventually, it becomes like a plague. So, us humans, we have to go to war with these things. We go to war and lose big time. We end up turning the planet into somewhat of a wasteland. This is where Christian Bale's character comes in. He's a survivor and he's got other survivors. They've set up a community in the hopes that they will outlive the dragon. So they don't want to be involved in fighting any dragons. They just want to, you know, stay safe and survive. On the other side, you've got Matthew McConaughey's character, who's a dragon hunter. He's a warrior, and he's looking to seek and destroy pretty much any dragon he encounters. But what he's found is that there is an alpha dragon. And if they end up killing this one alpha dragon, it's going to stop the breeding process. And if that happens, well, of course, the dragons will just die out and there'll be peace on Earth once more. So, this is where, you've got the two different sides of the spectrum meeting up. You've got one that's pretty much wanting to survive and one that wants to pretty much fight the dragons. So, that's where, Bale and McConaughey butt heads. So let's go through some of the positives. For me, the atmosphere in this film is fantastic. They really nail down the post-apocalyptic vibe. It feels lived in, and it's very grounded as well. It's grimy, it's dirty. You feel like there has been a war, and this is the result, and this is how people would live after a post-apocalyptic event. And they maintain that grounded feel with certain actions they do, like Christian Bale and Gerard Butler. Yeah, Gerard Butler's in this as well. They recreate a scene from Empire Strikes Back as a play for children, kind of as a bedtime story, and it's pretty heartwarming and endearing. It feels like this is what people would do if there was a post-apocalyptic event, for the young ones to kind of, keep their hopes up because these kids they wouldn't know what Star Wars is. So I thought that was well done. The other thing I really thought did well in this film is the effects. They use a lot of practical effects. A lot of the fire is up in your face. You can almost feel the heat. The set pieces look really good as well. Also, the models of the dragons look fantastic. Now, the question is the CGI because this is early 2000s and back then, things were starting to get very much CGI heavy, and it didn't always look good. This here film, they use it sparingly, and credit to them for doing that because they use it sparingly. You're not taken out once you see CGI dragons. You're not taken out of the film at all. So good on them for that. Story, I think the story is really basic. Like you're not gonna lose track of what's happening here. So that it's good, but it's also for me a bit too simplistic as well. So it's good and bad in that sense. I feel like there was a better story to be told here. They just went, I guess, with the most simplest story. Fair enough, but like I say, I think there was a better story to be told. Now, one thing I thought was really horrible was some of the dialogue between Christian Bale and Gerard Butler. Well, I would say mainly just Gerard Butler's dialogue. I feel like the director didn't give him a script at all. I think he was told just react to whatever Bale says or whatever McConaughey says or whatever anyone else says. Just react to the scenery and say whatever you want. And fuck me, he does. And it's kind of weird, but look, he's not the main character in the film. This focuses around Christian Bale and Matthew McConaughey the most. Okay, look, when I first watched this film, I thought it was okay. Revisiting it, I thought it was better than okay. I give it a 6 out of 10 myself. So it's not a fantastic film, but definitely above average. critics and the general public panned it when it originally released, and that led to this not getting any kind of sequel or prequel because I think Matthew McConaughey's character, Van Zandt Denton, definitely needed a prequel. Man, his character is fantastic in this film. I mean, he is like a Viking warrior, and I would have loved to seen like more of him fighting dragons in like the early stages of the war. I think that would have been fantastic. I really do. Look, and credit to the writers on this because they could have easily made Matthew McConaughey's character a bad guy in this film. I thought that is what was going to happen, but they didn't do that, and that to me, you know, I think really is good because they didn't subvert our expectations. They just kept the tried and true. He has got his own motivations to do the right thing. Christian Bale's got his motivations to do the right thing, and they meet in the middle, I guess. But hey, guys, what do you think? Rain of Fire from 2002, does it deserve another chance? Especially in today's day with today's cinema we're getting. Should a film like this be remade? Hey, you know what? As I say, 6 out of 10 from me. I think it's above average. Till next time, Leftover Monkey out.